He still looks pretty gentle to me. Hi everyone, hope you are having a good time. I'm back with Solo Leveling Episode 8 review. At first we see Sung reflect on his experience in the S-rank dungeon and decide he needs to become stronger before returning to collect the ingredients for the elixir of life. Later, he meets you at a cafe and agrees to accept his offer of 19 C-rank raids. However, Sung specifies that he only wants to clear the dungeons with you and himself, despite the typical requirement of 8 team members for C-rank dungeons. Yu is hesitant about this, but agrees to arrange the necessary resources. Meanwhile, Hae-in undergoes training elsewhere. I don't think Sung can level up fast enough by clearing C-rank dungeons at this point, so I think he should find a better way. Also, Sung teaming up with Yu was obviously gonna happen. We see Yoon confront Hae-in, and then we see Yu and his father having a conversation in a car. Yu's father reflects on life before and after the appearance of gates and dungeons, sharing insights into the Hunters Association and their operations concerning hunters, guilds, and dungeons. He mentions the dominance of the 5 largest guilds and expresses his desire to establish a guild with Yu to achieve his goals. Meanwhile, Sung strives to exceed the requirements of his daily quest. Yu appears to be a very timid son who thinks he is really weak and can't express himself to his forceful father, but he wants to help his family and gain their acknowledgement no matter what. Then we see Sung notice his player log no longer counts his extra work, which disappoints him as he hoped for valuable rewards. He tries opening a random loot box but only gets a used bingo card. While wandering the city, Sung considers ways to level up efficiently. He receives an email from the Hunters Association about a D-rank excursion, which he reluctantly accepts. Meanwhile, Song and his student discuss their sparring session, and Song receives an emergency summons. Baek visits Choi, upset about being involved in an interview intended for Choi. This looks to be a serious death flag for Song, but I don't see how this can impact the story, because he is not much of a relevant character, although I could be wrong and Song might not die. Moving on, we see Choi discuss Yu's father's guild building plans with Baek, who already knew about them, prompting Baek to question why Choi called him. Joo-hee's mother urges her to return home and help with the family business, but Joo-hee insists on making her own decisions. Reflecting on Sung's actions, she receives a message about the D-rank mission from the Hunter Association. Hae-in declines a guildmaster offer from Eugene Construction but seeks clarification from Choi about his conversation with Baek. Baek reflects on his discussion with Choi about the failed raid at Jeju Island and Choi's determination to rectify the situation. It looks like Jeju Island is a place that even S-rank hunters can handle, which means it should be above S-rank, so I'm curious to find out the gap. Also, Joo-hee struggling and trying to overcome her fears was really a great moment for her character growth. Next we see Song and Sung reunite and discuss their plans for the D-rank dungeon summons. They notice Joo-hee, Kim, and another individual participating in the dungeon. Before they can catch up, several Hunter Association affiliates and prisoners arrive. The affiliates explain that C-rank prisoners will join them on the expedition as substitutes due to staff shortages. They assure that these prisoner hunters will behave well and mention they'll be accompanied by an inspector named Kong. I honestly loved how they portrayed the awkwardness of the people who left Sung to die in the double dungeon. I love when side characters get focus, because it gives more depth to a story. At the end we see Kong introduces himself to the group and assures them that he will ensure the prisoners behave. Song then asks Sung if he's willing to let him lead the group, despite the events of their previous expedition. Sung agrees, and Song proceeds to lead the group into the dungeon. It seems Kong is watching over Sung for some reason, which means if Sung uses his powers even for a bit here, his secret might get exposed. Overall, this is probably the first solo leveling episode that I honestly enjoyed, even though most of the episode was anime original stuff apparently. Anyways, thanks for watching everyone. If you like my video, then check out some of my other videos. Also, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel, or leave a comment if you want to say something. You can also follow me on Twitter and Instagram or check out my Facebook page, links are given in the description. Until then, see ya.